Samasthitihi. So that means equal standing pose, but it also kind of means just come to the top of the mat. All right, feet together, big toes touching with the heels slightly apart, or you could also bring the feet a little bit further away. So separating the feet, if that just feels more stable for you. So taking this moment to, if you want, you can close the eyes as we begin. And taking this as a moment to feel into the body and feel into what you need to do to get grounded, what you need to do to really connect into the earth. So moving the attention down into the feet. And feel the weight of the body moving down through the points of contact that the body is making with the ground. Feel that downward moving energy. And how that translates into a sense of stability, a tangible sense of stability and groundedness. And then lifting the kneecaps, engaging the legs as you keep rooting down through the feet. And feel the tailbone and the pubic bone moving down towards each other. And if you can't feel that, imagine that. As the tailbone and the pubic bone move down towards each other, feel the pelvic floor waking up. As you draw the lower belly in and feel that energy moving from the pelvis, the deep waters of the pelvis, moving up along the spine to bring a sense of lightness along the spine as you keep reaching up through the crown of the head. Feel a strong, stable posture, but one that's also relaxed. So releasing any unnecessary tension, maybe around the shoulders, around the neck, maybe in the face, behind the eyes, in the jaw. Take a deep breath in through the nose with the tone in the vocal cords with your Ujjayi breath. And as you exhale, feel the crown of the head rising up towards the ceiling. Bring the palms together and we'll start with the opening mantra. You can join or just listen. Take another deep breath in as you root through the feet. Vande Gurunam Charanaravindeya Sandarshita Swatma Sukhavabode Nishreyase Jangalikayamane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasidharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shwetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Exhale the hands back down to your side, gently opening the eyes, and we'll start with Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, bring the arms over your head, palms touch, elbows move towards each other. Exhale, fold, lifting up and over with a long spine. Hands come down, relax the back and the neck, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift, reach the heart forward, hands on the floor or on the shins. Exhale, step back into a high plank. You can lower the knees to modify and bend the elbows for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the heart, sink the hips down. Exhale into downward facing dog. You can roll through the toes or move through tabletop. Lift the hips up and back. Good. We'll settle here for 5 breaths. The hamstrings are really tight and you feel a lot of the weight into the hands. Bend the knees, press into the hands, and reach the hips up and back as the chest moves towards the thighs. Good, we'll take a couple more breaths here. Finding a long, deep, steady breath with a tone in the vocal cords without over-engaging the throat. In and out through the nose, good. Finishing this round, fully exhaling, empty of breath. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift the heart into half lift, lengthening. Exhale as you fold over the legs, bend the knees if you need to. Come to standing on the inhale. Press through the feet, reach the arms over your head. Exhale, float the arms back down to your side as you keep reaching up through the crown of the head. Again, like that. Inhale, arms over your head. Palms touch, press through the feet. Exhale, fold as you draw the lower belly in, relax the back and the neck. Inhale into half lift, press through the feet, lift the kneecaps. Exhale, step back into a high plank, draw the lower belly in as you bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, press the shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog, good. So just warming up the body and checking in with what you notice from these first few moments of having the attention inwards in the space of the body. What do you notice? Drawing the lower belly in so you feel like you're hollowing through the front of the pelvis. Deep breaths, allowing the rib cage to expand in all directions as you take a breath in. Finishing this round of breath, fully exhale, completely emptying the lungs. Step or jump to the top of the mat into the half lift. Lengthen, reach the rib cage away from the hips. Exhale, fold, draw the lower belly in. Inhale, come to stand. Press through the feet, drop the tailbone and pubic bone. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good. Again, inhale, arms over your head, deep breath in. Exhale, fold, fully exhaling. Inhale, half lift, press through the feet, reach the heart forward. Exhale, step or jump back. Move the shoulders away from the ears as you bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, press the shoulders, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, good. Settling here into the body, into the breath. As you spread the fingers, press through the base of the pointer finger. And feel the shoulders wrapping around towards the front of the body, shoulder blades moving away from each other. And then reaching the hips up and back, lifting the sit bones up and back. Good, one more breath here. Fully exhale. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you fold, draw the lower belly in, strong legs. Inhale, press through the feet to come up. Feel the four corners of the feet pressing down. Exhale, Samasthiti, reaching up through the crown of the head. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips as low as you can. Inhale, lift the heart, palms press, keep reaching the tailbone down. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs as much as you can. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Draw the lower belly and slowly bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Reach the toes back, lift the heart up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Right foot forward. Lower the back heel. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana. Keep bending into the right knee. Exhale, come back down, step back into a plank, bend the elbows, keep the lower belly in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now the left foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, press down through the feet to come up. Exhale, come back down. Keep moving with the breath. Step back, bend the elbows. Exhale as you chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or child's pose. With the knees on the ground and the chest to your thighs. Wherever you are, You're establishing that deep, steady breath that's going to support you through the practice. So if you need to take child's pose in order to do that, take child's pose to feel this steady breath in and out, where you smooth out the edges of the breath. Good. Take one more breath wherever you are. Fully exhale. Inhale, step or jump into half lift. Exhale, fold forward, keep the legs strong, rooting through the feet. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the chest, arms over your head. Exhale, samasthiti. One more like that. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, moving with the breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Inhale, come up, keep bending into the right knee as you press through the feet. Exhale, come back down, step back, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Inhale, press through the feet, bend into the left knee. Exhale, come down. Maybe you need to take an extra breath here. Inhale. Don't rush the inhale. Exhale. Fully exhaling into downward facing dog or child's pose. It's more important that the breath is deep and steady than that you're in downward facing dog. Good, so keep wrapping the shoulder blades, widening the upper back as you draw the lower belly in and lift the sit bones up and back. Good. Nice. Reaching that way. Good. No, without moving the hands. Keep the hands there and then just reach the hips back that way. Good. Bend the knees a little more and then keep reaching the hips back. Yes, good. Relax the neck. Relax the neck. All right, one more breath wherever you are. On your next inhale, make your way to the top of the mat into the half lift. Exhale, fold forward, fully exhale. Inhale, bend the knees as you lift the chest, arms over your head. Exhale, samasthiti. Good. All right, feet hip width distance apart. Hands to your hips, take a deep breath in. Lift the heart as you root down through the feet. Exhale, fold forward, reach the heart forward. Catch the big toes, bend the knees if you need to. Take another deep breath in here to find length and space between the rib cage and the hips. And then exhale as you fold, relax all of the muscles along the spine so the crown of the head moves towards the ground. Good, so relax the neck. Good. Relax the neck. And if the legs are straight, make sure the quads are engaged. So lift the kneecaps. So legs are strong so that the spine can release out of the pelvis. Relax the neck. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Draw the lower belly in. On your next inhale, press through the feet, lift the heart. Fully exhale as you bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, come up to the top of the mat to standing into samasthiti. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Fully exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Trikonasana. Bring the right foot forward, lower the back heel, and we're going to open up to the left side of the mat. So keep the right hand down and lift the left arm up. And so you can readjust that right hand, either bring it to the right shin, or you can place the hand on a block. Good. So find out what works for you so that you can stay rooted through the feet. So feeling the feet pressing down and away from each other, and feel that torso coming over the right leg. So if either of those two are difficult, then lift the right hand onto a block or onto the shin. Keep rooting down through the feet, strong legs, and reaching up through that left hand so you're not dumping your weight into the right hand. Draw the lower belly in and feel the spine lengthening out of the pelvis. Good. Stay with it. Stay grounded. Take one more breath here. Exhale, gaze down, and we're going to shift into half moon pose. So shift into that right foot. Right hand comes to the top right corner of the mat, and you're going to pick up the left leg. And you can either gaze down, or gaze to the side, or gaze up towards the left hand. And that right hand can be on the floor or on a block. Good. And then see if you can feel the four corners of that right foot rooting down. It's not easy. Micro bend that standing leg and lift the kneecap. Engage that right leg. And then reach back through the left heel as you reach forward through the heart. So you're reaching in all directions. Reach up through that left hand, root down through that right foot. So good. One more breath. Exhale as you lower to the mat slowly. Inhale, step the right foot back into a high plank. Exhale, slowly bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, left foot forward, back heel down. Now we're going to open towards the right side of the mat, lift the right arm up. And then readjust as you need to. Good. All right, so see if you can ground this foot down. Yeah. And then straighten this leg as much as you can. Good. Yeah, nice. Good. Can you straighten a little bit more? Straighten this leg. Yeah, there you go. Good. And then reach up through the right hand. Nice. Good. This looks really good. Starting from the ground up, pressing the feet down and away from each other. Draw the lower belly in, draw the lower ribs in so you're not arching the back. You're spinning the heart up towards the ceiling without arching the back. Good. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath here. As you exhale, gaze down for balance and shift into half moon pose. Good. Right leg comes up. And establish the foundation first. And then see if you can shift the gaze. Maybe you stay gazing on the floor. Good, yeah. If you want an extra challenge, see if you can bring that left hand off of the ground. So you're really needing to find support through that left foot. So nice. And again, make sure you're not arching the back. Reach back through the right heel, reach forward through the heart, reach the tailbone back so you're not arching the back. You're spreading the lower back, drawing the lower belly in. Okay, on the next exhale, make your way to the mat. Inhale in the high plank, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, slowly bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the twisting versions of all that. So bring the right foot forward, lower the back heel. And so if the hips need a little bit more space here, you can move that left foot to the side so that the two heels are in two separate parallel lines. And we're going to move into the twist. So left hand stays down, right arm comes up. And then if you want to deepen the twist, you can bring the left hand to the outside of the right foot. And then you also have the option, as always, to put the hand onto a block. Good. Good. Press through the feet. So feel the feet rooting down and away from each other. So really push that left foot back. The outside edge of the left foot is rooting down and back. And then feel the counteraction of that with the heart reaching forward and up as you draw the lower belly in and move into the twist. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Stay with it. Stay connected to the ground. We're going to do twisted half moon pose, shift down for balance, look down for balance, and you're going to shift forward into the right foot. Left hand comes to the top left corner of the mat, pick up the left foot, and then the right hand is either going to reach up or you can keep the right hand on the hip. And then again, gazing to the side or gazing up. Make sure you don't strain the neck. Good. Feel the weight moving down through that right foot. Reach back through the left heel, reach forward and up through the heart. And press through that right leg so you're not sinking into the right hip. Instead, you feel the pelvis floating above the femur bone. One more breath here. This is harder than it looks. Stay with it though. Exhale, gently bend the right knee to make your way back down to the floor. Inhale into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, full breath out. Other side, left foot forward, back heel down. Shift that right foot to the side if you need to, and lift the left arm up. And see if you, once you're in the twist, see if you can clip that left hip back to create more space for the twist. As you press the feet down and away from each other. That really makes a difference to establish a strong connection to the ground. It helps you arrange the rest of the body in a way that's supported. Draw the lower belly and keep reaching the heart forward. So good. Good. Smooth breaths. One more here. Exhale, gaze down for balance and shift into the twisted half moon. Right hand shifts to the top right corner of the mat. Pick up the right leg, reach the left arm up. Just notice like how rooted that left leg needs to be. Lift the kneecap and press down so that the pelvis is on top of the femur bone. So you get that sense that it's on top. And you're not sinking into the left hip. Reaching through all ends, in all directions. You're grounded, but you're also expanding and open. Smooth out the breath. Release the soft palate. Good, one more here. Exhale, make your way to the mat. Inhale in the high plank, draw the lower belly in. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, let's move into Digasana. So bring the left foot forward and lift the right leg back. So we're in Warrior 3. The hands can be on the floor, onto the fingertips, or on blocks. And you want to try to find a straight line between the torso and that back leg. And again, press through the left foot, spread the lower back, draw the lower belly in as you feel that back leg internally rotating. So that feels like the inner thigh is lifting up. That helps you to really draw the lower belly in. And then from there, reach the heart forward as you reach the back heel back, the right heel back. One more breath here. On your next inhale, you're going to start to lift the chest and bring the right leg forward. Try not to lower the leg on the floor. So the foot's not touching the floor. It's coming out in front of you, arms over your head. And you're reaching up through the pinky and ring fingers as you keep rooting down through that right foot. Sorry, the left foot. Good. Find a drishti. Find something to gaze on where you can steady the gaze and turn the attention inwards, drawing the lower belly in. One more breath here. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, left hand comes to either the outside of the right knee or the outside of the foot. If you're holding onto the knee, you can keep the right leg bent. If you're holding onto the foot, you can try straightening the leg. As you reach back through the right hand, find a drishti, somewhere to gaze, either to the side, to the front, or towards the back. As you root down through that left foot, feel the right sit bone dropping down and underneath you. Good, one more breath here, stay with it. If you fall out, that's okay, just come right back in. And then as you exhale, we're gonna go back into Warrior 3. So slowly let the leg go, and then swing that right leg back as you drop the chest. And then you can, one more Warrior 3 here. Hands on the floor, hands in prayer, or arms out to the side. Good, and feel that leg internally rotating as you reach back through the right heel, reach forward through the heart. Spread the back. Good, one more breath. And then on your exhale, you're gonna bend into the left knee and step that right foot back, as far back behind you as you can, and reach the arms over your head. Good. Drop the tailbone, back leg is super strong. So again, bend into the left knee as you reach back through the right heel. Inhale, lower that back heel, straighten the left leg, interlace the fingers behind the back, and take a deep breath in. Fold forward into humble warrior. So the chest comes to the inside of the thigh. Relax the neck and the shoulders as you press through the feet. Good, one more breath here. Inhale, come up. Exhale, frame the left foot with your hands. Step back into a high plank, take a deep breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, do it on the other side. now you know what's coming. I don't know if that's better or worse. It's worse that you know what's coming. Okay, all right, so now we bring the right foot forward. All right, we're doing this. Whether you like it or not, we're doing this. All right, so find the first warrior three, hands on blocks or on the floor. And since for this one you have the support of the blocks, use that to really help you feel the foundation through the right leg. Press through the four corners, lift the right arch, lift the right kneecap, and reach back through the left heel as you reach forward through the heart. And you want to feel a sense of spreading through the backside, through the lower back, through the upper back, as you reach the heart forward. It's a really subtle balance to find, but it helps to stabilize and to come into the center. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift the heart and bring the left leg in front of you. See if you can not touch the floor. Arms over your head. And again, get that sense of spreading through the back. So it feels like the shoulder blades are wrapping as you reach the pinkies up. The lower back is spreading as you draw that left leg back into the hip socket and you root down through the right foot. Good. See if you can lift it a little bit higher. As you exhale, move into the twist with the left knee bent, catching the outside of the knee or catching the outside of the left foot. Slowly straightening the leg. And feel that left sit bone moving down underneath you. And that opens up the space between the pelvis and the rib cage. Reach back through the left hand. Root down through the right foot. And now where can you relax? The shoulders maybe. Good. On your next exhale for the last warrior three. Swing the leg back. And drop the chest down. Remember, the hands can be on the blocks. In prayer, out to the side, or even out in front of you. Feel the opposite directions, the heart reaching forward, the left heel reaching back. Draw the lower belly in. One more breath here, smooth breath. Exhale, bend into the right knee and step that left foot back as far as you can behind you, arms over your head. Lift that back heel. Good. And keep reaching through the pinky and ring fingers as you roll the shoulders away from the ears. Bend into the right knee, reach back through the left heel. Good. Smooth, steady breath. Inhale, lower the back heel, straighten the right leg. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Take another deep breath in here. Exhale, humble warrior. Bend into the right knee. Torso slides on the inside of the thigh. Good, just like 3 breaths here. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Strong legs. One more breath. Inhale, lift up just a little bit, enough to frame the foot with the hands. Inhale, step back into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more standing posture. Step or jump the feet forward. Bend the knees. Lift the arms, Utkatasana. The palms can be together, gazing up, or apart, gazing forward. Good. Sink the hips. Feel the tailbone dropping and the heart lifting. Good. Draw the lower belly in and deepen the breath. One more breath. Sink a little deeper. Keep the knees bent. Exhale, hands in front of you. And then here you can try Bakasana if you want. Just for a quick moment, separate the knees, bend the elbows, and shift forward so that the knees come above the elbows to the outsides of the arms to squeeze in. Maybe you lift one foot or both feet. Just a little try, we won't take too much time breaking it down. And then when you're ready, exhale, jump or step back into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's jump through to seated, or sink the knees, cross the shins, and sit back behind your feet. All right, you made it to the floor. You made it. All right, legs out in front of you. If you feel like you're slouching and it's difficult to find a straight spine, sit on top of a bolster or blanket. Hands next to the hips. Drop the chin down. Good. Flex the feet, keep the feet together. And if you need to bend the knees, go ahead and bend the knees and use that as an opportunity to root the heels down and gently pull them towards you. Good. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. As you lift the heart, keep drawing the lower belly in. Taking deep breaths, feeling into the body, feeling into the residue from the standing postures. Good, so bend the knees. No, that's too much. Like this. Okay. Flex the feet. Yeah, and feel the feet rooting down with the hands here. Yeah, good. Let's take one more breath wherever you are. Good. Inhale, reach the arms over your head, and then reach up through the pinky and ring fingers so you feel the shoulder blades wrapping around towards the front, lifting up and reaching forward. Draw the lower belly in. And then once you can't reach anymore, catch on to whatever you can, either the feet or have the fingertips alongside the legs. And then again, take a deep breath in, draw the lower belly in, feel the rib cage moving away from the hips. And then exhale, fold as you relax the muscles along the spine. Go ahead and move the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the neck. Good, deep breaths. Nice. Good. It's okay? Good, one more breath wherever you are. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Let's move into Purvottanasana, reverse plank or reverse tabletop. Slide the hands behind the hips, fingertips pointing forward. You can either keep the feet together or you can bend the knees and plant the feet. Inhale, lift the pelvis, and then if the neck feels okay, drop the head back. Good. If the legs are straight, keep the feet pointing and together. So you feel the legs spiraling in towards each other. Good. A couple more breaths here. Keep lifting through the pelvis, lifting through the heart. Good. Good. One more breath. Exhale, slowly come down. Good. Let's take a vinyasa. You can use blocks if you want. In front of the hips, really close to the body. Cross the shins. Inhale. Lift up. Or you can just make your way into a plank, however you know how. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We can break that down in another class. Inhale, jump through to seated. Okay. Let's do Janu Shirshasana. So bend the right knee and let the knee fall out to the side. If you feel pressure in the knee, prop it up with a block. Good, and you're bringing that foot as high up as you can on the inside of the left leg. Square the shoulders over the left leg. And if you want, you can go into it like we went into the forward fold if you liked that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forward. And then either catch onto the foot or fingertips alongside either side of the left leg. And inhale, create space. Exhale, move into the space. And you're squaring the shoulders, good, over the left leg. Keep the left leg strong, flex the foot, good. Use the breath to move into the space and just explore the inner space of this form, good. One more breath wherever you are. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Now we're going to skip to Marichasana A. So you're going to bend the knee, plant the foot. Make sure you leave some space between the right foot and the left leg. And then you're going to lift up. So you're going to have to like shift forward onto that right foot. And if that action is difficult to go from here to lifting that right sit bone, then elevate the hips, sit onto a blanket or a bolster. And then you're gonna let that right knee fall out to the side. Reach the right arm forward. And you can use that left hand behind you to help you reach forward. And then once you feel like you can't reach anymore, squeeze that knee back in. Good. And then you can either stay here and just catch the inside of the left foot or the inside of the left leg. This can be your forward fold. Or you can bind it. So you're reaching the right arm around the shin with the thumb facing down to internally rotate the shoulder, and you bind behind the back. You could also use a strap here. And then once you have the bind, you can take a deep breath in, and then exhale, fold into it, folding over the left leg. Good. Good. Keep gently pressing the inside of the right thigh towards the side of the torso. Good. And then if you have the bind, yeah, you got it. Nice. If you have the bind, feel the elbows move away from each other. But you have to, strong fingers. Fingers have to be super strong. Feel the elbows moving away from each other and just feel how that opens up the space of the heart. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Yeah, that's great. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Good. Release the bind, straighten the leg, and let's take a vinyasa. Cross the shins, hands in front of the hips, and then lift the hips, walk the feet back, step or jump back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Let's do that on the other side. Bend the left knee, let the knee fall out to the side. Good. Right leg is strong. And start to square. Before you fold, square the shoulders over the right leg. And then if you want, you can fold forward with the arms over your head or just go straight into it. Inhale. I find this helps to create so much space. And then take the fold. Good. You can also have just the hands on the floor on either side of the leg. Keep drawing the lower belly in and imagine like the rib cage is moving away from the hips and the heart is reaching towards the right foot. Good. Use the breath to move into the posture. Let the breath be the guide into it, rather than the mind or the ego telling you where you should be. Okay. Huh? You read my mind? All right, inhale, look up. Exhale, release. All right, Marichyasana A. Plant the left foot. Good. You want to get the sense of coming forward like you can press down into that left foot. Let the knee fall out to the side. Inhale, reach forward as you square the shoulders, and then squeeze that knee back in. Stay here, or take the bind. Inhale, exhale, fold. Good, let's do it together. Ready? Hold on to my forearm. Good. Good. Keep this left shoulder relaxed. Good. Strong fingers. Strong fingers. Oh, on the arm. Good. Wait, don't go around my leg. And come forward. Good. Good. Wake up the right leg. Move the elbows away from each other. Okay. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Good. All right. She said she doesn't know what elbows moving away from each other means. So it just means you move the elbows away from each other, and it kind of feels like it tightens the grip. And so it feels like all of this opens up. Maybe you feel it, maybe you don't. All right, take a vinyasa. Cross the shins. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, you're gonna step the right foot forward in between the hands. And you're gonna keep the left hand down, reach the right arm up. Unless you need to twist over to the other direction for whatever reason. And you can twist over. Yeah, good. Just moving into a twist here. In particular, paying attention to the connection that the left hand is making with the ground. Move the left shoulder away from the ear. So you're really engaging into the serratus. Good. Reach up through the right hand. Good. And now, stay with me. So you're going to spin onto the outside edge of the left foot and move that right foot back a little. Good. Spin onto the outside edge of the left foot and move the right foot back. Good. And then, so we're going to go into a side plank, but first, use this opportunity to get a nice side stretch. So you're going to sink the hip towards the floor. You can lower that right hand if you want. And just sink that left hip towards the right floor. And you get a really nice stretch to the side body. Hopefully. It's not your life. Just like, what are you feeling? Do you feel a side stretch? Oh, it feels so good to stretch the side body. And then notice if you're sinking into the left shoulder. Press the left shoulder down. It's super active. All right, now we're going to go into a side plank. So you're going to reach the right arm up again and then lift the hips. And you can stay here. This can be your side plank with the foot in front, like that. Or you can shift into bringing the right foot stacking above the left foot. And I want you to feel this opposition of the left hand rooting down and the hips reaching up. Feel the side of the hip reaching up. Good. You can also go onto the forearm, is an option. And then if you want, you can kick up the right leg. Maybe catch the big toe. Maybe come into like a tree. Good. Wherever you are, we'll take a couple more breaths. You can also have that right foot planted. Good. Exhale. We're going to make our way back into a plank. Step back. Good. It's a hard posture. It's a third series posture, so take that into consideration. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, left foot forward. And then come into the twist. So right hand stays down and the right arm reaches up. Good. Now already start to pay attention to that right shoulder so that it rolls away from the ear. So it also feels like you're squeezing into the armpit. Good. Take a couple breaths here. Deep, steady breaths. Okay, now you're going to roll over to the side of the outside edge of the right foot and step that left foot back. So the left foot's somewhere like a midpoint between the hand and the foot. The right hand and the right foot. And first let's just sink down to get that side stretch. Good. Okay. And then whenever you're ready, you can go into your side plank. It can just be lifting the hips from here, using that left foot as extra support. So feel the hands rooting down and the hips reaching up. Maybe you stack, maybe you come onto the forearm. And notice how strong the core needs to be. Draw the lower belly in. So as soon as you like arch the back, you lose the support. Draw the lower belly in. Maybe coming into here, maybe catching the big toe. Pressing through your foundation to rise up. This is like a great posture to really feel into this paradigm of rooting down to rise up. Good, take one more breath. So nice. On your exhale, make your way into a plank. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's shift into a high plank. Exhale, come onto your stomach. All right. Now we'll ease into back bending. So let's come into a sphinx. We'll ease into it because we haven't really, like everything we've done has been like forward folding or like front body strength. So we'll ease into moving into the opposite direction. Good, so first you can have your elbows underneath the shoulders. If that's too much pressure in the lower back, move the hands back. We'll just stay there. I'm gonna grab you a bolster. Good, just kind of like easing into the lower back. Good. So you can be like, prop it up like this, maybe, yeah? Or like, yeah, like that could help it. Just to create more space between the ground. It's okay? Okay. All right, if you need to take a break, make a pillow with your hands and just come down. Good. All right, come back into Sphinx. Now we're gonna activate our Sphinx. Okay, so you're gonna, tops of the feet, press down into the mat where the knees start to lift, so the legs are engaged. And then you're gonna feel like you're dragging the elbows towards the hips. And so what that does is that creates this pulling of the heart forward. So you're pressing the shoulders down and you're moving the elbows towards the hips, but they don't actually move. It's just sort of like a leverage situation to feel like you're reaching the heart forward and you're creating space between the rib cage and the hips. So we're trying to create length through the front of the body without compressing the back body. So as you reach the heart forward, press the feet down and imagine like you're reaching out through the big toes. Good, now see if you can release the glutes if they aren't released. And then exhale, release that. Good, maybe rock the hips side to side. Good, and now we're gonna bring the hands alongside the body. Palms facing up. Bring the feet together. And as you inhale, you're gonna reach the feet back and up, reach the heart up. Keep the backs of the hands on the mat. Shalabhasana, keep the legs straight. And so here we're just trying to create spine, space through the spine. So reach the toes back as you reach the heart forward. Good, try to straighten the legs. It's not about height, it's about length. Now switch the hands just behind the chest, bending the elbows, And I'll press into the hands, down and back. Again, reach the heart forward, reach the toes back. Deep breaths, draw the lower belly in. One more breath. Exhale, release. Good. That posture is like way harder than it looks. It looks so simple, but okay. All right, come back into Sphinx. And now we're gonna lift the Sphinx. So you're gonna walk the hands back a little bit and start to lift the heart. Good, so keep the pelvis on the floor. And if this is too deep already, move the hands forward. If you wanna go deeper, move the hands back. And you're gonna bend the elbows and wrap the elbows in towards the body to really drop the shoulders. And then again, like Sphinx, lift the kneecaps, strong legs. And now feel the hands moving back towards you to feel like you're really pulling the heart forward, moving the rib cage away from the hips. Because this is super active. Drop the shoulders, draw the lower belly in. You're lengthening the front without compressing the back. And then exhale, come down. Good. Let's take a child's pose here before we keep moving in our back bends. Let's just release it for a moment. Good. All right, shift back onto your stomach. We ain't done. Bend the knees. Reach back for the ankles with the palms facing each other. And then reach back, maybe you catch the ankles, and if you catch the ankles, kick the feet to lift the chest. So if you're like, feels like you want to straighten the legs. Good, maybe bring the feet together. Keep kicking the feet. So you're lifting the chest away from the floor. Kicking the feet for 3, good, but breathe. 2, good. 1, exhale, come down. Good. All right, inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Come onto your knees. Take a child's pose you can. Okay. Good, lots of back bending. It's a lot. Maybe just noticing anything that's starting to come up. All right, let's move into puppy pose. So you can use blocks or you can use no blocks. So puppy pose, there's a version where you do it with the elbows bent, or you can do it with the arms straight. I like the elbows bent, but if you prefer straight arms, go ahead and do that. So either on blocks that are shoulder width apart, or directly onto the mat. Onto the blocks is gonna make it a little bit deeper. So where you place the elbows, as if you were like in tabletop, you move, the elbows are a little bit in front of where the hands would be for tabletop. So elbows down, palms together, head goes through the arms, so the forehead comes towards the floor, and the palms come in between the shoulder blades. Good, and here you can just feel the heart sinking towards the mat. Keep the elbows shoulder width apart, it's super important. Don't let the shoulders go wider than that. They can be more narrow than that, but try to keep them not wider than the shoulders. Good. And then with each exhale, feel the heart melting towards the mat. Use the breath. Deepen and smooth out the breath. Good. And then the toes can be either tucked or untucked, whatever you think feels more comfortable. Good. Okay, just take one more breath here. And you're going to gently come out of that and make your way to lying on your backs. So if you want to take a vinyasa, you can. If you just want to flip over and path of least resistance, that works too. Good, so we're going to lie down on our backs for some Urdhva Dhanurasana, and then we'll move into closing postures. So you also have the option for bridge. So let's all do bridge pose first together. So we're going to bend the knees and plant the feet. So bringing the feet as close as you can towards the hips. Feet parallel to each other. Good. Separate the feet a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach the tailbone forward, the knees forward. And then as you inhale, press through the feet and lift the pelvis all the way up, as high up as you can. Good, and then you can either interlace the fingers underneath the hips, which might require you to shrug the shoulders, or you can catch onto the ankles, or you can just have the palms facing down alongside the body. Feel the knees gently moving in towards each other, like if you were squeezing a block. Okay, I'll go through there. And then press through the feet. Use the strength of the legs to lift up through the sacrum. Feel the sacrum lifting. So we're stretching the front body without compressing the back body. On your next exhale, roll down the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. So slowly. And then the sacrum is the last thing to touch. When the sacrum touches, take a deep breath in. Good. So you can do that 2 more times. And I feel like this is such a great posture, especially moving into and out of it so mindfully, can really set up some good patterns for back bending. So whenever you're ready, you can move into another one of the bridge, or you can come into full Urdhva Dhanurasana with the hands next to the ears, and you come into the full wheel pose. If you're doing that, keep the elbows moving in towards each other as you straighten the arms. Nice. And keep wrapping the shoulder blades as you move the elbows in. Good. Good. Move into the upper back. Good. Strong legs. Press through the feet and then lift through the sacrum. Lift through there. Good. Coming down whenever you're ready. And then moving into a third one whenever you're ready, on your own time. That was really nice. You're so open here.
So much
there. Yeah. The front of the hips are tighter because you're so strong around here. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. You need a lot of like lunges. Good. Nice, Carla. Good. Wrapping around here. Good. Strong legs. Now press through the hands and press through the feet. Press down and then lift up through here. Good. Lift up through the sacrum. Yes. Good.
I can't stay up because of my wrist.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, whenever you're done with your third round, hug the knees into the chest. That's so nice, so open. Good, nice, Nana. Make sure you keep wrapping the shoulder blades. Don't let the shoulder blades come towards each other in the back bend. Good, you can rock side to side. Good. If you want, you can take happy baby. That sometimes feels nice after back bending. Good. Okay, let's move straight into shoulder stand from here. So, some options. You can either just have the feet reaching up over the hips, or you can have a block underneath the sacrum with the feet over the hips, or you can go into the full shoulder stand where you lift the hips and bring the hands to the lower back. If you often find that like you have a lot of pressure in the neck for shoulder stand, you can always place a blanket underneath the shoulders. And I find that really opens up the space around the neck and the shoulders. So you just put a blanket right up to the top of the shoulders so that the neck is off of the blanket. Good. So wherever you are, you're really shrugging the shoulders, and if you're in the full shoulder stand, move the shoulders away from the ears. That's great. Move the block back a little. Yeah. You can put the legs up against the wall, super therapeutic. Good. Moving the chin away from the chest and keep reaching the toes up. Using these closing postures to really settle the nervous system. So using the breath in that way by really slowing the breath down and making the breath even, so matching the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Good. When you're ready, you can come into halasana, so bringing the feet over the head. And then if the feet touch the floor, you can interlace the fingers or just keep the hands on the lower back. Good. The toes can be tucked or pointed, and you're reaching the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Good. Keep the breath deep and steady, and then moving into halasana. So bending the knees, rounding the spine, and bringing the knees towards the ears and down towards the floor. A variation, an alternative option is happy baby. Deep breaths, smooth breaths. And when you're ready, slowly come out of that to lie flat on the mat. So roll down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Let the hips come down, and then slowly lower the legs. And we'll do counter pose. Once the legs land, we'll do a counter pose for shoulder stand. So catch the back of the thighs, press into the elbows, lift the heart, and bring the crown of the head towards the mat. Good. If you want to do supported Matsyasana, you can place a block alongside the back, like where your bra strap would be. Moving, it's like perpendicular to the spine. So in the upper back, and then you can bend over the block, and then you can even put a block underneath the head to support the head. So come right down here. Good. Wherever you are, you're opening the heart, lift the head a little. There. Opening the throat. Feel like the mind is melting into the mat. Good, and release that whenever you're ready. If you're doing the supported version, it feels nice, you can stay there. Now you can release it, and we'll rock up to seated. Take a vinyasa at your own pace. It can be a really gentle vinyasa since you're sort of winding down. I think it's really good to learn how to practice softly. Jump through to seated. Let's come to a comfortable seat. So if you need to sit up onto something, blocks, bolsters, blankets, go ahead. Just find a comfortable seat. If you want to take full lotus here, you can. And we'll wrap the arms around the back, catching onto opposite forearms, or if you're in the full lotus, you can take the bind. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. The chin or the forehead towards the floor, or onto a block if you'd like. Good. Keep the breath deep and steady at your own pace. Relaxing the neck. And turning the attention inwards. Moving into the space of the body. Inhale, come up. Let's just take a moment here. Bring the hands behind the hips. Come onto your fingertips. And then root down through the fingertips and lift the heart up. Lift the chin up. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Draw the lower belly in. Feel the breath moving deeply into the space of the heart. Feel the rib cage expanding. Good. Relax the back of the neck. And then release that. Then we're going to bring the wrist towards the knees, the pointer towards the thumb. Palms facing up. And change the gaze down towards the floor. So the eyes are half open. Feel the sit bones rooting down as you draw the lower belly in and lift up through the center of the heart. At your own pace, with a tone in the vocal cords, take a full breath in as you feel the rib cage expand, the diaphragm spreads out, and then exhale as it moves back in towards the center. Deep breaths at your own pace. And maybe even noticing the space between the inhales and the exhales. So that natural pause when the inhale becomes the exhale and the exhale becomes the inhale. Bringing the mind's attention to the space between the breaths. Just a few more breaths here, making these the most conscious breaths of the entire practice. Following the breath all the way through the inhale, all the way through the exhale, and in between the inhales and the exhales. Releasing the soft palate, keeping the lower belly gently drawn in. And then gradually release the technique, release the tone in the vocal cords, release lengthening the breath. So moving into a natural breath, allowing the breath to be as it is, so it spontaneously moves in and out. You can release the hands, just let the hands rest. Release the lower belly. And using as little effort as possible, needed to hold the spine straight. Keep the heart open as you root down through the sit bones. Notice the breath moving in and out. And feel into the residue from the practice. What sensations are left over in the space of the body. When you're ready, you can stay here as long as you'd like, but when you're ready, you can make your way into Savasana, final resting pose. Lying on your back. Again, if you want to stay in that seated position, you're more than welcome. And take up space, so let the feet spread, let the hands spread. Allow the eyes to close if that's comfortable. Completely relaxing the body and feeling the backside of the body making contact with the ground. Feel into the supports from the earth, holding the body. Release the tension behind the eyes, in the throat, in the jaw. Allow all that tension to dissolve. Feel free to stay here longer if you'd like, but if you're ready to move out of it, start to wake up the body with small movements. Slowly, on your own time, bring the knees to the chest. Again, stay here longer if you need to. Making your way over to the side of the body, either side. And slowly make your way to a seated position. We'll finish with the closing mantra. You can join or just listen. So again, stay in Savasana if you feel good there. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantan niyayena magena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Thanks everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here from home. Thanks everyone.